The UK is filled with abandoned places, haunted by eerie legends and restless spirits. Stay tuned as Creepy Experience takes you through 15 chilling locations that will make you question what's truly lurking in the dark. 1. St. Joseph's Orphanage, Leicester. In the heart of Leicester, St. Joseph's Orphanage has long been a symbol of sorrow and neglect. Built in the mid-19th century, this orphanage housed children who were often mistreated and forgotten by society. Though its purpose was to care for abandoned or orphaned children, many of those who lived here suffered cruelty and hardship. As time passed, the orphanage became a site of tragedy, and its chilling reputation grew. Visitors have reported hearing the sounds of children's laughter and faint cries echoing through the decaying halls, as though the children never truly left. Some claim to have seen apparitions of young children running through the empty corridors, while others feel an oppressive sadness that seems to weigh on the very air. One particularly chilling account tells of a person being tugged on their sleeve by invisible hands as they walked through the abandoned building alone. The spirits of those who suffered here still seem to linger, trapped in a place that was once meant to offer safety. 2. Hulme Hippodrome, Manchester. The Hulme Hippodrome, once a grand theatre in Manchester, now stands in ruin. But the stories of its haunting past live on. Built in 1901, the theatre saw countless performances, but it's the dark history of a clergyman linked to the building that contributes to its terrifying reputation. This controversial figure is said to have kidnapped children, attempting to prove a twisted religious point. It is believed that his actions cursed the theatre, leading to its current state of decay. Paranormal investigations have uncovered strange activity, such as flickering lights, disembodied voices, and the unsettling sensation of being watched. Some witnesses claim to have seen shadowy figures in the upper galleries, while others report hearing children's laughter, a chilling reminder of the innocence lost in this dark place. The theatre's dilapidated state only amplifies the sense of unease, with many who dare to enter feeling a cold presence or witnessing inexplicable phenomena. The spirits of the past, it seems, are unwilling to let the theatre's dark history fade away. 3. Furness Abbey, Barrow-in-Furness. Furness Abbey, located in the scenic Lake District, is a stunning medieval ruin with a chilling secret hidden in its past. Founded in the 12th century, the abbey was once a place of peace and reverence for the monks who lived there. However, a tale of murder and betrayal has stained its history. Legend holds that a monk was killed by a Scottish soldier, and since then, his vengeful spirit is said to haunt the abbey's grounds. Visitors to the abbey report seeing the figure of a monk riding a spectral horse across the misty fields, his form fading as quickly as it appears. Others have heard the faint sound of bells ringing in the distance, as though the abbey is still alive with the sounds of worship long after its ruin. The sense of grief and longing in the air is palpable, and many claim to feel a deep sadness wash over them as they explore the abbey's broken walls. Whether or not the monk's spirit has found peace, it seems his presence will forever be linked to Furness Abbey. 4. Chatterley Whitfield Colliery, Stoke-on-Trent. Chatterley Whitfield Colliery, a former coal mine in Stoke-on-Trent, stands as a haunting testament to the dangers and tragedies of the Victorian Industrial Revolution. The colliery, which once employed hundreds of miners, was the site of several devastating accidents, including a particularly horrific disaster in 1881 that claimed the lives of 24 miners. Over the years, reports of paranormal activity have emerged from the colliery, with many visitors claiming to hear the sounds of miners at work, echoing footsteps, clanging tools, and the low murmur of voices, though the site is now abandoned. The most chilling accounts involve sightings of ghostly miners, their faces hollow and gaunt from the toils of their labor. One investigation reported cold spots in the deepest parts of the mine, where the air seemed unnaturally frigid. Some claim to have seen figures flickering in and out of sight, as though they are still working in the mine, unable to escape their grim fate. The spirits of the miners seem to be trapped in the depths, and their presence remains a chilling reminder of the dangers they faced. 5. Coalhouse Fort, Essex. Located along the banks of the River Thames, Coalhouse Fort in Essex was originally constructed as a military defence in the 19th century, designed to protect London from potential naval threats. However, its dark history has transformed it into one of the most haunted sites in the area. One of the most famous hauntings is the ghost of a child, said to be the victim of an accident in the fort's vicinity. Visitors to the site often report hearing the sound of a child crying, followed by an unsettling silence. Some claim to have seen the figure of a child peering out from one of the fort's windows, only to vanish when approached. Others report feeling an invisible presence following them through the fort's maze-like tunnels, or the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. The eerie atmosphere of the fort is further heightened by the cold spots that appear in certain rooms and the feeling of being watched that lingers throughout the fort. Whether it's the spirit of the child or the souls of soldiers who once defended the area, the fort is far from empty. 6. Rievaulx Abbey, Helmsley. Rievaulx Abbey, a tranquil and picturesque ruin in the North York moors, is also home to some unsettling paranormal activity. The abbey, founded in the 12th century, was once a thriving centre of religious life before its dissolution in the 16th century. It is believed to be haunted by the spirits of a soldier from the English Civil War and a mysterious green lady. The ghostly soldier is often seen wandering the abbey's ruins, clad in the tattered remnants of his military uniform. Some claim to have seen him standing silently in the shadows of the cloisters, as though still guarding the site. The Green Lady, a more recent addition to the abbey's ghostly roster, is said to appear both inside and outside the abbey, her form a shimmering, ethereal green that vanishes before one can approach. Many visitors have reported feelings of unease while exploring the site, with some hearing whispers in the wind or feeling as though they are being watched by unseen eyes. The haunting presence of Rievaulx Abbey lingers in its ancient stone, an indelible part of its history. 7. Berkyn Manor, Horton, Berkshire. Berkyn Manor, now in a state of disrepair, was once the residence of one of England's most celebrated poets. The manor's long history is marked by tales of literary brilliance, but it is also home to more sinister stories. Locals believe that the ghost of the poet still haunts the manor, walking the grounds and gazing out over the overgrown garden. Those who have ventured near the manor at night have reported seeing flickering lights through the windows, despite the building being abandoned. Some claim to have heard the soft murmurs of poetry in the wind, as if the poet's spirit continues to write, even in death. Others have experienced an unnerving sense of being followed by a presence they cannot see, with the temperature dropping suddenly and inexplicably. The manor's eerie aura, combined with its history of creativity and melancholy, gives it a unique place among England's haunted locations. Whether the poet's spirit is at rest, or whether it still roams the grounds in search of inspiration, remains a mystery. 8. Tyneham, Dorset. The village of Tyneham, nestled in the Dorset countryside, was abandoned during World War II, when the British government requisitioned the land for military training purposes. The villagers were told they could return after the war, but the village remained deserted, and the families never returned. Today, Tyneham stands as a haunting reminder of wartime sacrifice, with its empty homes and overgrown streets. Visitors to the site report hearing strange sounds, phantom footsteps, children's laughter, and even the faint hum of daily life, as if the village is still populated by the ghosts of its former residents. Some claim to have seen figures moving between the houses, only for them to disappear when approached. The ghostly apparitions are said to be the spirits of those who were forced to leave their homes behind, unable to find peace. The feeling of abandonment and sorrow that pervades Tyneham is overwhelming, making it one of the most chilling locations in England. 9. Bury Pomeroy Castle. Devonbury Pomeroy Castle, located in the heart of Devon, is widely regarded as one of the most haunted castles in England. The castle's most famous spectre is the Blue Lady, a ghost said to have been a former resident who lured men to their deaths before vanishing without a trace. Visitors report seeing her ghostly form wandering the castle's dark halls, her figure bathed in an eerie blue light. The castle also has a reputation for other paranormal occurrences, disembodied whispers echoing through the empty rooms, sudden cold spots, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures darting across the castle's walls, while others hear the sound of footsteps approaching, only to find no one there. The sinister history of the castle, combined with its chilling atmosphere, makes it a popular, albeit terrifying, destination for those interested in the supernatural. Camelot Theme Park, Lancashire. Camelot Theme Park, once a beloved family attraction in Lancashire, has fallen into ruin since its closure in the early 2000s. Though the park is now abandoned, it still holds a certain eerie charm, especially for those who are brave enough to explore its forgotten corners. The rides that once brought joy now stand still, covered in rust and overgrown with ivy. Visitors have reported hearing strange noises, faint echoes of children's laughter, the sound of carnival music playing from an invisible source, and even the eerie creak of rides that should no longer move. Some have claimed to see shadowy figures near the old castle ruins, or to feel the sensation of being followed as they walk through the deserted park. Camelot may have once been a place of fun and excitement, but now it is home to the lingering spirits of a time long gone. 11 South Kentish Town. London, South Kentish Town, a now abandoned ghost station on the London Underground, is one of the most eerie and mysterious locations in London's underground network. Closed in 1924, the station has since become a legend among urban explorers and paranormal enthusiasts. Some claim to hear the faint sound of a train approaching, followed by a rush of wind and the unmistakable sound of the wheels on the tracks. Others report seeing a spectral train materialize out of the darkness, only for it to disappear before their eyes. The feeling of being watched is overwhelming, and many who have ventured near the station late at night report an unsettling sense of dread. The ghosts of the station's past seem to linger, and the eerie atmosphere of South Kentish Town Station remains one of London's most infamous paranormal hotspots. 12. Brownsea Island. Dorset. Brownsea Island in Dorset is known for its natural beauty and wildlife, but the island also holds a dark secret. Its abandoned buildings are believed to be haunted by the spirits of those who once lived there. Visitors to the island report hearing footsteps echoing through the old, empty buildings, and some claim to have seen figures moving past the windows, only to find no one there when they approach. The most famous ghost on the island is that of a former resident whose restless spirit still roams the deserted structures. The atmosphere on the island is thick with a sense of isolation, and many visitors feel a strange, unsettling presence as they explore. Brownsea Island's haunting history adds an eerie layer to its otherwise picturesque landscape. 13. Duntulm Castle, Isle of Skye. Duntulm Castle, perched on the cliffs of the Isle of Skye, is an ancient ruin that has long been associated with eerie legends. The castle is said to be haunted by the ghosts of a nurse who cared for the wounded and a prisoner who died of starvation in the dungeon. Visitors to the castle report hearing footsteps and whispers in the halls, and some have even claimed to see the faint outline of a woman dressed in old-fashioned clothing walking through the ruins. The dungeon, once a place of imprisonment and suffering, is said to hold the restless spirit of the prisoner who still wanders the dark, cold cell. The desolate beauty of Duntulm Castle only adds to its haunting allure, making it a perfect location for those seeking a paranormal experience. The oppressive atmosphere of the place often leaves visitors feeling a deep sense of isolation, as if they too are being watched by the spirits that remain. 14. Corfe Castle, Dorset. Corfe Castle, a majestic ruin set atop a hill in Dorset, is one of England's most infamous haunted locations. The castle's long history is marked by betrayal, bloodshed, and tragedy, and it is believed that the ghosts of those who died within its walls still haunt the site. The most famous haunting is the sound of screams and cries echoing through the castle, believed to be the last moments of those who perished during the English Civil War. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in the windows, and some claim to have felt an overwhelming sense of dread while walking through the castle's ruined halls. The spirits of the castle's past seem to remain trapped, forever reliving the violent events that took place there. The imposing presence of Corfe Castle is not just a reminder of England's tumultuous history, it is a place where the past refuses to remain buried. Some even claim to hear phantom footsteps and chains clinking in the tower, as if the ghosts are still bound to their fates. 15. St Athan Boys Village, Wales. St Athan Boys Village in Wales, once a home for the sons of miners, has since become a popular site for ghost hunters. Originally built in the 1920s, the village was used for military purposes during World War II and later became a memorial for fallen soldiers. Many believe that the spirits of these soldiers still linger in the area. Visitors to the village often report hearing strange noises, such as disembodied footsteps, faint whispers, and the sound of children's laughter, despite the village being long abandoned. Others have claimed to see the shadows of soldiers walking through the crumbling buildings, their forms fading as quickly as they appear. The eerie atmosphere of St Athan Boys Village makes it a popular but unsettling destination for those seeking a real-life encounter with the supernatural. The village's dark and somber history, along with its hauntingly quiet surroundings, seems to amplify the presence of those who once called it home, keeping their restless spirits trapped in time. A big thank you to all the viewers who shared and provided haunted locations, helping us create this fascinating video. If you know of any other haunted spots, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Creepy Experience so you won't miss out on more chilling stories and so others can discover these eerie places too.